Yeah, well, I think they're both bullshitting us, but by the way, if you're contributing to the swear jars at home, that's 2 for Nick so far.
I'll play you that because as you think about being an owner and being a leader and being someone that obviously has had a ton of success like Nick Saban, and you ask yourself, how does a person get there? How does a person achieve that? How does a person even aspire? How does the person even aspire to develop that kind of success? And you think about the fact that, hey, 2 of his assistants, you have one in Kirby Smart, who was a defensive coordinator for him, and you had the other. Now, I couldn't play the rest of it. He goes in. The reason he said that they were bullshitting us was because they coached underneath him and all that. But you have your defensive coordinator, and you have your defensive coordinator, your former defensive coordinator, Kirby Smart, and you have your former offensive coordinator in Steve Sarkisian, and they're getting ready to play in the biggest game of the day. And you knew how they prepared. You knew, you were part of the process in getting them where they are. In my opinion, that is real success. That is real success. Real success is not measured in how many championships Nick Saban has won. All right. I am not going to subscribe to that. I will never subscribe to that. I think his legacy and his success, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because as you go about building your business, as you go about making your decisions on who you're going to bring in, your mindset, or even the decisions that you make from day to day, the decisions that you have when it comes to the people that are currently working for you, the decisions in terms of the services you offer, the decisions that you make in terms of the kind of clients that you want to bring into your community, the decisions that you make in terms of the products that you are going to create, whatever it is you attach your name to, whatever it is you attach what you're trying to do to, whether it's the students, whether it's an employee, whether it's a family member, it's a young family member that's coming up, your whole mindset needs to be exactly what we just witnessed. Your former colleagues, again, his defensive coordinator in Kirby Smart, his former offensive coordinator in Steve Sarkisian, they're both getting ready to play in the biggest game of the day. And when you really look at the grand scheme of things, they provided an incredible view, an incredible game in that Texas and Georgia game, which the game could have gone either way. And in my opinion, it's probably going to be the national championship. But if you look at the number 1 team, which is Oregon, that's Dan Lanning, who also was a graduate assistant at Alabama in 2015. Then he went on to become a defensive coordinator underneath Kirby Smart. And you see these same folks going down the same coaching tree. That's real success, folks. That is real success. Real success is about creating a culture, creating a situation in which the people who are underneath you are going to thrive. This is why this year's theme is, how are you going to thrive in 2025? Is because when you look at the ripple effect that Nick Saban has had on the greatest game in the world, which is college football, you start to realize that the success that he has per se isn't necessarily about one individual. It's not. And the mistake that I see a lot of business owners make on a day-to-day, and I'm talking about every single day in every situation that I've ever been a part of, I see them making this mistake of making the business all about themselves and trying to do everything themselves, as opposed to taking that energy and applying it and starting to ask yourself, all right, who am I building up? Who am I raising? Who is underneath me that's going to make it so if God forbid something happened to me today and I have to move on from my business, I have to retire, I have to do something else, something comes up, life comes up, do the people underneath me, have I given them everything that they need in order to make themselves a success?